Okay, so here is the vowel chart, and let's just review what these sounds are. That is the sound of E, as in Lee. I, as in will, did. E, as in bet, lend. A, as in pat, man, cat. As in stir, work, world. It's also called the schwa. It's a weak sound. As in the first syllable of the word surprise. As in cup. Ooh, as in who. As in wood. As in coal. As in honest. As in fathers. Now you'll notice that these vowels are front vowels, these vowels are mid vowels, and these vowels are back vowels. And the reason for that is where the vowel sound is on the vowel chart relates to where your tongue arch is when you say the sound. So imagine, if you will, that this vowel chart is shrunk up and inside your mouth, and you are facing in this direction. So your lips and your eyes are here, and that is the back of your mouth. Now, say for me this sound. Say E, E. You will notice a couple of things. Number one, the tip of your tongue is behind your bottom teeth. And for all vowel sounds that you say, the tip of your tongue is going to be behind your bottom teeth. So pretend for the sake of argument that that is your bottom teeth. When you say E, you'll notice the tip of your tongue is right here, and your tongue is arched high and in front. So when you say the sound of E, that's where your tongue arch is. It's in the same place as the symbol on the vowel chart. Now, say this sound. Say ah, ah, ah. You'll notice that your tongue is still behind your bottom teeth, but the tongue arch is a little lower. Compare E and ah, and you'll see the difference in the tongue arch. Now what I want you to do is say this phrase slowly and notice what happens to your jaw as you go down the vowel chart. Say Lee, will, bet, pat. Notice what happens to your jaw. Let's do it again. Lee, will, bet, pat. You will notice that as you go down the vowel chart, your jaw opens or drops, however you want to think of that. So make sure you write this down, make sure you know this. As you go down the vowel chart, your jaw opens or drops. Let's compare this. Say ooh, go between ooh and ah as father. Notice what happens to your jaw. Ooh, ah. You'll notice your jaw is closed here and your jaw opens there. So your jaw drops as you go down the vowel chart. This is a little harder to tell, but notice what happens to your tongue arch as you go down the vowel chart. So just very slowly go E, I, E, A. And see if you can feel what happens to your tongue arch. Here we go. And E, I, E, A. Good. One more time. E, I, E, A. You will notice that as you go down the vowel chart, your tongue arch flattens or drops. So here's the E. If you say I, your tongue arch flattens down a little bit. Okay? So as you go down the vowel chart, your tongue arch flattens. Now, let's see what our tongue arch does as we go across the vowel chart. So do this. Go E, oo. Let's do that again. E, oo. And notice what happens to your tongue arch. You will notice that your tongue goes from the middle, from the front to the middle to the back. If you say E, your tongue arches here. Say you'll notice your tongue is arched high and in the mid, and now go oo, and you'll notice that your tongue arch is arched high and in back. So let's just do that one more time. E, oo. Feel your tongue arch go from front to mid to back. So as you go across the vowel chart, make sure you know this too, your tongue arch moves back. So just to reiterate, where the vowel sound is on the vowel chart is where your tongue arch is when you make the sound. And every vowel sound that you make, the tip of your tongue is always behind your bottom teeth. Now, let's talk a little bit about why we have dialects or sound substitutions. Let's take a look at this word pen, P-E-N, pen, which is this, a pen, okay? Now, this word should be pronounced phonetically with this sound, pen, pen. However, oftentimes it's pronounced like this, pin, with the I sound. So phonetically it goes pin. That's an incorrect pronunciation of that word. But you see how easy it would be to make that substitution. The difference between the and the I sound on the vowel chart is very small. A little bit of jaw drop and a little bit of tongue arch difference, and you go from I to So it's very easy. It's why people say get instead of get, or friend instead of friend, because they're very close on the vowel chart. Usually people would substitute like an S sound for bet, for an A for father. They wouldn't say pawn for pen. Okay, so just to clarify why those substitutions can occur. Now, let's talk about the difference between the schwa, and the cup sound, This sound is and that sound is ah. Okay, just to remind you, this is called the schwa. The schwa, and it is only used in unstressed syllables. So let's talk about what that means. Let's take a look at this word, above. Okay, first of all, you can see that there's two syllables in this word, above. The first syllable spelled with an A, the second syllable spelled with an O. However, we don't say above, right? If you say this word, you'll notice that both of these vowel sounds make the sound of above, above. Now just say this word a few times, above, above, and notice that you are stressing this syllable more than that syllable. Because we don't say above, we say above. So this syllable gets more emphasis than that syllable. And you'll hear that this syllable just has a tiny little sound there. And this syllable has more of an ah. It's a stronger sound. This sounds an and that's an ah. And they're not exactly the same sound. Now, this symbol, the schwa, makes this sound, tiny little sound, you barely hear it. This is the syllable that gets stressed. That's when you use the cup sound. So to transcribe, you'd start with the schwa, then you do the b, then you do the cup sound, and then you do the v. And that would be above, above. Whenever you're transcribing, you always have to take a look at which syllable gets stressed or emphasized, and the one that doesn't, or if you hear just a little sound, that's when you use the schwa. Take a look at these two sounds. On the surface, they sound like the same. This is and that is okay? But the same relationship exists between these two sounds. This is a weak sound, this is and that is a strong sound. Weak, This is called the schwa with R coloring. So it has a tiny little R sound at the end of the word, but you barely hear it. It's just It's a weak sound, and it's also only used in unstressed syllables. Take a look at this word, further, further. You'll notice there's two syllables to the word, further. You don't say further. You don't give equal emphasis to both syllables. You'll notice the first syllable is stressed more than the second syllable. So you say further. You don't say further. It sounds very weird. So it's the first syllable, further, further. Also, they both make the sound of So both those sounds make the sound of further, further. However, that is the symbol you use when it's a strong sound, when it's in a stressed syllable, and that is the symbol you use when it's a weak symbol, a weak sound in an unstressed syllable. So, were we to transcribe the word further, stress is on the first syllable, use the sound as in stir. This is a symbol we will learn, that's the TH sound, the voiced TH. And then you use the schwa with our coloring, and that's further. Okay, we're going to transcribe this word together. First of all, you see it has two syllables, asleep, asleep. And you'll notice that the second syllable you emphasize more than the first syllable. You say sleep, sleep. You don't say asleep. And this sound is just that tiny little schwa. So whatever syllable is emphasized, in this case it's going to be sleep, you use the schwa in the syllable that's not emphasized. This little mark indicates which syllable you stress. Sleep. Asleep. Take a look at this word, river, river. You see how you emphasize the first syllable? River. All ER endings like this, ER endings are always going to be the schwa with our coloring. Because it's always a weak sound, you never say river, you just say river. So were you to transcribe this word, ri for the R, I, v, schwa with our coloring. You've got river. Now we're going to transcribe the word actor, actor. First of all, you hear that the first syllable is emphasized. You're an actor, you're not an actor, or an actor, you're an actor. That's the A sound, now you hear k, t. And then the last sound you hear is tiny little schwa with our coloring. Actor, actor. Now we're going to transcribe this word, London, London. First of all, with all phonetic symbols, you never capitalize the consonant sound. So that first sound is going to be just a lowercase l. Now you'll notice that even though these are spelled with an O, both of these make the sound of a. London, London. You'll also notice that the first syllable is emphasized more than the second syllable. London. So that's when you use the cup sound. And then you barely hear that little London, London. London. Now we're going to transcribe the word letter, letter. First of all, you notice the first syllable is stressed more than the second syllable. It's an ER ending, so you know you're going to use the schwa with our coloring. Is in be. You only hear one T, so you only transcribe one T. Schwa with our coloring. Finally, we're going to transcribe the word balloon together. So again, it's two syllables. Do you say balloon or do you say balloon? Balloon. You'll notice it's the second syllable that gets emphasized. Balloon. And you hear how this syllable is just that tiny little balloon. You barely hear that sound. It's going to be the schwa. Sorry. Second syllable is emphasized, so we have that little mark there. Balloon. All right, very good. Now try this on your own.